When is Yeti gonna build a downhill bike? We all want a downhill bike. Come on, Yeti. Peter. What are you doing, bud? What are you doing? You ready to do a bike build? Good morning, people of the internet. Nate Hills here, coming at you live with another bike check from my man cave. It's 8 in the morning, so we're gonna drink some coffee and build up this new Yeti. Pete's going to be assisting in this build. He's been training for this, so he's been brushing up on his technical skills and he's ready to help me with the build process. You're helping. This is coffee, not Kahlua. I'll have you know. Want some coffee? Want coffee? Hell no. Alright, so full disclosure before we get started here, I am a professional athlete. All of the companies that have supplied parts that go on this bike, I work with all those guys. So take all this with a grain of salt. That said, I choose to work with all these companies. They are the best in the industry in my opinion. I've been working with all these guys for a bunch of years and I thank them for their support of my shenanigans. Big thank you to Worldwide Cyclery for sponsoring this video. Best bike shop in the game, hands down. Super tech nerds, a bunch of dorks over there that are way smarter than me. All of the parts that I'm putting on this bike are available in their web store. I'll have a link in the video description. If you guys are so inclined, if you find any value in this video, humor, or information, you can use that link and it will go to support this channel. And buy my dog food. Working hard today, aren't you? You know, overtime. Puppy pay.
Oh boy, you bought a grip shift.
This is the Yeti SB165. So 165 millimeters of travel in the rear. This is a versatile bike. You could build it up for trail riding, or you can do what I'm going to do and make it into a little baby downhill bike. So my cycling background, I raced pro downhill domestically for 8 years and always had a downhill bike. If I'm being honest, riding downhill is my favorite form of cycling. I love trail bikes, they're sweet, but there's nothing that really compares to smashing laps on a downhill bike. And since the technology with trail bikes has gotten so good in the last few years, I haven't really needed a downhill bike because nothing's that rowdy around here in Colorado. But when I go to places like Whistler and do things like that, I'm pretty much just throttling my trail bike in the bike park. A downhill bike with a water bottle. With a 200 mil boxer, it's going to put the head angle at like 62, which should be really slack. Get the boxer. Get the boxer. This is how I'm going to build it for now, and I might take all the stuff off of it and ride it as a trail bike. That's kind of the versatility that lies in this model, is you can sort of do whatever with it. Yeti's okay with you putting a giant fork on it. They don't really care. It doesn't void the warranty. They're happy that you're out enjoying your bicycle, and if you're like me, you'll be smashing it into things regardless of what fork you have on it or the travel. I'm gonna call it my butter wagon. Alright, bro. Safety first.
Safety first, babe.
Oh, P, take it easy, bud. It's been a long time since I've had a boxer on a bike. I'm actually pretty stoked to go run into some things here. Go for a bike ride? I'm going to run a Kyle Strait Descendant Trevative bar on here. I'm going to cut this down to like 760. I run 750 on my bikes, but I'll run these just a little bit wider. With a big front end, it's nice to have a little bit more leverage. I'll be riding this bike on more open terrain, open tracks, faster stuff, steeper things, so having a little more leverage is good. Stickers go here. Yeah, I just know Kyle a little bit from being a SRAM athlete, and he's a good dude, likes to drink crappy beer and hucks off things, and he's real pinned. Always had respect for that guy, so stoked to run his bar. What do you think, Pete? This looks a little wide for you.
And put your safety goggles on.
Good cut, Pete. I'll make this next cut. You did a good job on the first one. A wardrobe change for you, bro. Oh yes, get your arm through there. Words to live by, Pete. So out back on this guy for suspension, I am running a RockShox Super Deluxe Ultimate Coil. It's got a little added compression if you want it for climbing, which is not what I'm going to be doing on this bike, but probably leave that thing open all the time. I'm running a 400-pound spring. I weigh 150 pounds on this particular platform. That's about right for me. There's some clickies here if you want to change your low-speed compression a little bit and get a little more sensitivity out of this thing. So this thing's going to manage the heat really well. Super sweet, small bump compliance, and yeah, it should pretty much make butter of everything it touches. So that's what I'm looking for.
Peter.
A press fit bottom bracket on this guy. Collective pink bike cringe. I don't seem to have any issues with it. Maybe you do, but the frame tolerances and the carbon and all that seem to be pretty good on the Yetis. And once you press this thing in, it's a pretty rock solid situation. This thing is overkill. Do not buy one of these. You can make one of these out of a threaded rod for like 10 bucks at the hardware store. Pete's gonna help me install this thing. Thanks for your help, Pete. I am going to run a MRP SXG guide on this bike. This smashes rocks and protects down here. Look how durable it is. I'm gonna run a 170 crank. I usually run 175s. I like to hit my feet in the ground. So I'm gonna run a 170 on this guy with a 36 tooth chain ring. Pete's gonna help with this too. Come on, bro, wake up. C-post, it's kind of boring. It doesn't go up and down. It's just a C-post. And it's also kind of sweet because it's just less shit to deal with. If I ever use this in a trail application, I'll obviously put a Axis 170 dropper on this guy. But for now, I'm just running this True Descendants aluminum C-post. Yeah, that's sweet. And people are always like, oh, your cockpit's so clean with Axis, but it's even cleaner when you don't have a remote. So for a saddle, I'm going to run this Ergon SMD20 solid titanium rails. This is their downhill saddle. It's going to be durable. Got some bumpy bumps on here so your ass stays put when you're slipping and sliding around in the mud. This is their latest saddle that I use for all the trail applications. This is the downhill saddle. You can see it's a little more narrow. It's actually a little bit lighter, but it's going to be a little more durable with a solid tie rails probably. Or maybe not, maybe they just made that up. And while we're talking about Ergon, this is the GD1 grip. I do run these on all of my bicycles. It's basically, they're touting it as their downhill grip. I run these Slims with the soft compound, and yeah, this is, I don't know, just the most comfortable thing for all the bikes, and that goes here. Feel it in your paws? Alright, Pete, it's lunchtime. You're working hard. Pete likes to eat dead, smelly things, so anchovies are right where he wants to be. Sit. Sit. Pete, sit. Stinky fish. Oh, you guys like anchovies? Oh, they're so good. All right, bud. There it is. Get your anchovy. Oh yeah, get it, bud. Get it. Oh, it's so good. Go on, get it. Good boy. Now clean the frame. Clean the frame. Clean that frame. Clean it. Clean it. Okay, so for this build, I'm going to run the same wheels that I run on all of my bikes. These Zip 30 motos have been flawless so far. I've been running them for about a year, including some testing before they came out. I have not managed to break one yet. These are certainly not intended for downhill use. They're trail wheels, but I'm going to put them on this bike and beat the shit out of them and see if I can break them. So time will tell. I'm gonna run some proper downhill or double down casing tires and give her hell. So I am gonna wrap these with Guys front and rear 2.5s. I have double down casing. I actually have a downhill one floating around here somewhere, hanging up. I might put that on. But yeah, I think this will be a proper combo for what this bike is intended for. These tires don't roll as fast as like aggressors and things like that, but man, they bite really well in the dry, and I've really been stoked on these. These rims are carbon. They are 30 mil inner diameter, and they're sort of inspired by Moto. They have built-in ankle compliance, so the wheel is designed to flex from side to side when you're riding it. Has a pretty cool feel on trail, definitely snappy like carbon, but somewhat compliant. You don't get deflected as much as some of the stiffer carbon wheels. I've been real happy with these. What do you think, Pete? You ready to put a tire on? Pete is a smart dog, and he always lines the valve stem up with the X. These are the Max Grip tires, a little softer compound than the Max Terra, so these things dig in really well and stick to the ground really well. So if I'm not super concerned with rolling resistance, like I'm not going to be on this bike for what I'm going to use it for, I'm going to use the grippiest, softest compound tires I can find. I'm going to set these tires up tubeless, and I am going to use the oil from these anchovies to make the seal. I think it'll work just as well as stands, and in this application it's probably better actually. That way if I ever do get a flat, Pete can lick my tires and lick the ground for half an hour, just like he did to the floor. Still use the tire lever, you'll pinch the strip. Thank you for helping with that, Pete. I can see you're super into this build. So I'm gonna run code brakes, of course, with metallic pads on this bike. I'm gonna run 200 mil rotors, front and rear. That should be more than enough stopping power to get this thing under control when it's about to throw me in the woods. Yeah, I do have some 20 mil conversion end caps on here to fit the 20 mil boxer axle. It's robust. Fresh Guy Day. Ooh, this one feels good and heavy, babe. We like it. Oh, fresh meat. Fresh meat. I am going to revisit derailleur cables after putting access on all of my bikes, my trail bikes. There isn't really a downhill version. There's been some prototypes and things like that, but it's not actually ready yet. So
I hate these things.
Until that comes around, I'm gonna have to go back to derailleur cables. I thought I was done with derailleur cables. I don't know how to use derailleur cables. Anyway, SRAM's drivetrain for downhill is the XO1DH. Look at this cute little cassette. It's not quite the pie plate that I'm used to, but for this application, it's sweet. It's an 1124 with a 36, and it's going to give me some man gears to sprint around in. 7-speed, short cage. Whoa. Pete's going to help me install this cassette. So, yep, 7-speed going on here. Don't need a whole lot of gears for downhill riding. Simpler is better. Less things to break and tear off your bike. Thanks for helping, friend. I've got it from here. I've been so spoiled by Axis. 7-speed life. You guys in your 12-speed. That's ridiculous. That's too many gears. Oh, yeah. Alright, Pete. You want to make this cut? Make it nice and clean. You got it. Good cut, bud. Thanks. Thanks for helping. So to keep the cockpit even tidier, I'm going to use some of this heat shrink, slide this over the cables, and everything will be nice and tidy. Here's another job, not for Pete. Burn his puppy fur off. Enjoy your hair with this too, although I don't recommend it. Man, after running that derailleur cable, I need a drink. Give me a drink. Gin Ricky. Gin Ricky. Pete makes a good drink. Alright, I'm gonna bleed the brakes. Not have Pete help me with this part of the project, because it turns out that brake fluid is corrosive to puppy fur. You'll notice I'm not wearing gloves. A little bit of toxicity couldn't hurt, right? Couple of finishing touches here. Now that Pete made me a cocktail, a gin Ricky, I think he's pretty much done. He's kind of worked hard enough for the night. Oh, bud, there you go. There you go. Thank you for helping. Thank you for helping. You did a good job. Yeti makes these guys. This is a shuttle guard. You basically peel the back off and stick it right. Whoosh. I'm gonna clear bra this anyway, like I always do for the bikes. I have a big roll of it. It's like 4 inches wide, and I'll cover all the, top tube, down tube, seat stays, any place that might get damaged by rock strikes, things like that, falling down, crashing. I've been known to do that on occasion, so I am going to put a fender on this bike because I need to run fenders to keep the crap off my camera so I can make sweet Follow Cam Friday episodes for you guys without shit on my lens. Water bottle cage goes together with downhill fork. It's kind of on the dork meter, if you ask me, but people on Pink Bike will be real stoked. I don't really know how to drink water. You can always use one of these little doohickeys and put like sausages, or I'm gonna fill it with anchovies and gin and run around with it. Follow Cam Friday stickers, mandatory. Yeti actually made me some stickers that say Pete the Dog. Follow Cam Friday, Pete the Dog. I am going to run my Stages head unit on here. I'm not gonna run a power meter, but it's nice to have some GPS and just some tracking so I can tell you that I did 700 shuttle laps and did 4 million feet of vertical in a day. And once again, big thanks to Worldwide Cyclery for sponsoring this build video. I'll put a link to their site in the video description. If you use that link, it helps this channel. Thanks again to all my partners that make this build possible. I wouldn't be able to do it without their help. Thanks to Pete the Dog, who is now passed out because he worked so hard in this build. Tune in every Friday at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time for a fresh edition of Follow Cam Friday, where you can watch me and my goofball friends sending it on some trail that we've probably never ridden. Maybe we'll fall down for your viewing pleasure. Maybe we won't. Appreciate the views, appreciate the support of the channel and all that. Wouldn't be where I am without you guys watching weekly and chiming in on Follow Cam Friday. Like that smash button, do whatever the hell YouTube people are supposed to do. I have no affiliation with Bellino anchovies, just to be transparent. But if you want to figure out a situation, I would eat your anchovies. Cheers! Thanks for watching. Oh, Pete, it's dripping on your fur, bud. Up here, up here. Get it. Oh, get it. Oh, yeah. Get it, bud. Get it. You are stoked. No, Peter. You gotta protect your eyes, bro. You gotta protect your eyes. You're pretty stoked.